Do you believe in work-life balance? Do you believe that work-life balance is a thing that's actually achievable? Now, I talk about work-life balance a ton because I think it is absolutely essential. As a high-performing leader, if you don't have some sort of balance between the amount of time you spend at work, the amount of time you spend with family, these things that take up all of your time and energy, if there's not balance there, that's when you end up completely burned out, overwhelmed, stressed, exhausted. You're not showing up the way you want to show up. You're not achieving the goals you want to achieve, and nobody is getting the best of you. And yet, over the years, as I've talked about work life balance, I've had people push back and say that balance isn't real. There's this unattainable goal. Balance is a myth. Work life balance is a complete myth. It's not a real thing. And I'm thinking, how could it not be a real thing? It's so critical. It has to be a real thing, right? And I dug in a little bit and I realized that what a lot of people, when they think about work life balance, they think about a scale. So they think about balance being if you're spending too much time at work or too much time on family and neglecting work, then you're out of balance. And you're right. If this is how you think of balance as a scale, that they have to be equal all the time and perfectly lined up, then you're right. That kind of balance is probably unattainable. It's probably unrealistic. And honestly, it's probably not the balance you actually want. When I talk about work life balance, I like to think of it more as a seesaw. Never actually done this with my arms, and yet here it is. So when you think about a seesaw, the seesaw is not fun if you're perfectly balanced. The seesaw only works because of the give and take. So when I talk about work-life balance, what I'm talking about is more about the balance of the giving and the taking. Of course, there are sometimes at work, there's a big project, there is new leadership, you're hiring a lot of people. The time you spend at work might be really intense for a period. And if that's all the time, if work is always exhausting, if work is always taking up all of your time and energy, then you're absolutely out of balance no matter how you think about it. But when you have that balance, it's about the ebb and the flow. It's the give and take. So yes, there might be a period where work is really intense and you're spending less time at home, you're missing dinners, you might, miss some kid events, these types of things. And the flip side is when you have balance, you know that you're going to be able to make that up. You know that, when you go on vacation, you're going to be able to completely unplug from work because this time is for the family. This vacation, this experience, this moment, you're able to take that time of work because you have the balance. So when I talk about work-life balance, it's about the give and the take. And over the years, as I've talked about it, I've met some people that, will end up using the phrase work-life harmony because balance just feels too unattainable. So whether it's work-life harmony, work-life integration, the way that you're having your work experience and your life experience, if you're able to make sure that you are giving what you want to give in both of these areas, in all of the areas, because let's be honest, work life, it's not just work and family. There's so much more to our lives than just family as well. So whatever that life piece is for you, whether it's family, whether it's your hobbies, whether it's travel, the things that matter most to you outside of work, that's the life piece that you have to make sure is getting that give and take. It's getting that energy. It's getting that time, that dedication, that focus, that same piece that you give to work. And it doesn't have to look like a straight line. It doesn't have to look like a scale that's perfectly in balance all the time. But you have to make sure that you're never giving everything to one and not also giving some to the other side. When you're able to find that balance, that's when you get that harmony. That's when you get that integration. That's when you're able to make sure that you're not getting totally burned out, that you're able to give time and focus energy to the things that matter most to you in all areas of your life. So I hope you're able to find that balance. If you need support in finding that balance, please reach out. Let's have a chat. I would love to help you. This is one of the core pieces of my Life Aligned Leader program about how I help high performing leaders find that balance so that you're able to do that give and take, that you're able to show up the way you want to show up, and that you're able to achieve the things in your life that matter the most to you. I would love to help you.